We the body, we the bride, and in God we trust. There's no time to waste on that fame and lust. Jesus is the only one that's saving us. Church ain't a building, church is us. We the body, we the bride, and in God we trust. There's no time to waste on that fame and lust. Jesus is the only one that's saving us.
Been a church boy ever since a youngster. Always knew God, so I never had to wonder. Grandma used to take me every single Sunday. I didn't want to go, always looking for the fun stuff. Yeah, when Grandma died, then I ran from the Most High, but eventually came back like 4-5 years later. Got deeper in the scripture, so richer, cause I'm finally peeping the big picture. Yeah, think about it. You always hear me speak about it. Standing on faith, cause you know I'm gonna sink without it. I'm a man that made a bunch of mistakes, but I'm under Christ's canopy, I'm under His grace. I'm a church boy and I'ma do whatever it takes to get to the promised land so they can open the gates. And God tells me, well done with the few, you were great. Follow me cause this verse is well done like a steak, yeah.
This is the remix, we finna put some chicks on it. Ain't talking to a traitor, you're peeping the true patriot. United, yeah, we frontin' it, loyal to the new covenant. Here comes the bride, shout out to Mr. Signet. Witness the groove, we ain't stuntin' like sellers. Ain't no battle here of the sexes, we join with the fellas. Tell her the gospel account. I'm not looking for credits, and I'd rather debit the flesh for the deposit of spirit. Can you hear it? Wartime cry, cry it aloud. And the earth is groaning for the Savior to split the cloud, and we split the crowds. Ain't no way that we in Chaterian, you can barely tell the difference unless you look at it carefully. Purified clothes, steady washing our robes, and I don't lay in bed with Baal to deliver my soul to be sold out. A virgin keeping lit up my lamp, and the only mark I'll be taking is the heavenly stamp. Cause I'm a church boy.
But please, y'all, don't get it confused. I'm just another who be spreading the news.
And I'm a church girl, and I'm devoted to the breaking of bread. You see this message, if you waking the dead.
I'm a church boy. Don't look at me, look at Jesus Christ. Already read about him, read it twice. I'm a church boy, and I'm a Christian rapper. Cause Christ come first, and the rest come after.
If only you could see who I used to be. All my rivalries, it was inside of me. Ayy, my king hit the truth with it. So much grace, don't know the do with it. Sweet, but I don't play it nice. Told the devil think twice. Told him get around me, best believe that he took flight. Ayy, yeah, cause I ain't what you used to. Leader of the new school, God is coming real soon. No fear for the opposition. Ayy, I'm favored and I'm on a mission. Don't be cynical, thinking me we're identical. Wolf and sheep's clothing, boy, that's a smooth criminal. Ayy, I'm straight up out that lion den. Spirit fight for me, boy, you can keep the pen. I'm covered by the blood, that's anomaly. Can't rule everything, that's monopoly.
The church ain't a building, the church ain't a steeple. The church is the body filled with different people. Why you stunting all the time? Slow it down, look Knievel. You fast and furious, but your name ain't Diesel. More like slow and curious, you deceitful and weasel. You talking even cheap, man, you talking is fecal. All you talk about is money and the love of it is evil. You look like Quasimodo, now I'm looking for the needle. You acting like you living in medieval times, but be careful cause there's no thing as medieval crimes. All I wanna do is praise God through my music, putting in His hands and praying that He gonna use it. I praise Him when it hurts, even when I'm at my worst. Do your due diligence, read and research. I have been all over, I have done a thorough search, boy, and there ain't nothing in comparison to church, boy.
Church boy. But please, y'all, don't get it confused. I'm just another who be spreading the news.
And I'm a church girl, and I'm devoted to the breaking of bread. You see this message, if you waking the dead.
I'm a church boy. Don't look at me, look at Jesus Christ. Already read about him, read it twice. I'm a church boy, and I'm a Christian rapper. Cause Christ come first, and the rest come after.
Church ain't a building, church is us. We're the body, we're the bride, and in God we trust. There's no time to waste on that fame and lust. Jesus is the only one that's saving us. Church ain't a building, church is us. We're the body, we're the bride, and in God we trust. There's no time to waste on that fame and lust. Jesus is the only one that's saving us.
I can never get enough of God. Yeah, that's my God. I need my God. And Jesus, my everything. I rep my God. So check my God. This city knew me as Berserk Boy. Now I'm just a church boy. A term I hated with a passion until I came to terms with his passion. Now it's fashion. I'm not of this world, and for that I'm so grateful. No longer am I a savage or hateful. I used to plot my future right in front of a church, sipping the brew, while my mother in the front row pew thinking of you. Never thought of a church being more than a brick or two, till the true architect got me wanting to live anew. The devil will have you reminiscing like Trouble T. Royally, you bound to fall deep, get with the double B. Avengers assemble the body, it's my cup of tea. Catch me at a party giving hugs for free. I'm a church boy.
The ordinary. Come We'll live by comparisons. Words are like kerosene. They can light a torch, so they scorch if they settle in. Before there is war, there is gossip and meddling. New news, not good news, is all that you're peddling. Okay, wait up, I'm realizing you don't care about me, but my paper. Your makeup is making up for what you cannot make up. Authenticity, I'm proud. I'm gonna step it up a notch and look for something better. Someone interested in ángeles y el rey de los reyes. En epic venturas como lo hace Ángel Reyes. Someone whose go-to is not ablation, relation, that's not colonization.
Yo ya no tengo quien me quiera. No tengo quien me dé un consuelo. Yo ya no.
Believe all the lies, man, I'm healing from the trauma. Separating the peace from the drama. I've been going in on the word, got me spinning like a llama. Cooling it with the Lord, got me feeling in the Bahamas. Singing I'm a bohemian, that's word the Kazi. Dying the sub deadly spiritual kamikaze. Life's not black and white like the flag at rally. Follow the sun, you'll make it to the summit from the valley. Out in Cali, I'm a vegan hooligan. Lord begin, you listen with the people that I know that you will sin. I'm all in, solo pido con tu espíritu ungeme. Con tu didi no me enjunge.
Yo ya no tengo quien me quiera. No tengo quien me dé un consuelo. Yo ya no.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Crescendo. In the studio, we got Anonymous.
Anonymous
XI. I was like, Anonymous 11.
Anonymous
No.
XXI. Yeah.
Just reading the Roman numerals. Bro, how's your week been? What's good with you? What's going on?
Man, my week's been good, bro. You know what it is. It's we stuck in this 2020 life. It feels like we're in the Matrix. But yeah, man, I've been good, man. I've been home working. You know, doing my due diligence.
That's dope. You work from home?
Yeah, just to work from home, man.
I do too, and I'm gonna be honest, bro. It drives me nuts sometimes. So I actually started a regimen where when in between my breaks, so like my 15 minutes, my 30-minute breaks, I actually just walk around my neighborhood.
Gotcha.
Just to stay active, you know?
Yeah, nah, I feel you. I mean, at first, like, you know, I was digging the whole, like, working from home thing, you know what I'm saying? Because the convenience of it. But then, like, same thing, like, I'm a social creature by habit. So, like, you know, I had to implement ways to, like, get out, get fresh air, and, you know, inspiration. You know what I'm saying? I can't see the same four walls. So what I've done is, that's dope, by the way, like, you know, that you take those breaks. Right after work, I literally live right by a park. So I've been really going down there 3 or 4 times a week just for a jog. But honestly, man, it's done a lot of good for my mental health. So, yeah, I got a love-hate relationship with the work from home.
Yeah. I mean, everyone's like, yo, you're living the dream. You're working from home. And it's like, yeah, but then you're like by yourself at home, you know? It's like,
oh yeah.
And the thing is, the whole chats and emails thing is like things get lost in communication. Then these Zoom meetings got you like staring at a screen. You're like, or someone turns their camera off because, you know, they're eating chips or something. You know what I mean? Like, mute their microphone because they're, you know, telling their kid to be quiet in the background, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So there's tons of things like that.
Yeah, we was joking about that. My wife and I talking about being zoomed out. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like you just zoomed out. You going from meeting to meeting. Like you said, you know, you trying to, people like, you know, turn off their mic, turn off their video, man. It's just no funny thing. And we're working. I can't even imagine, like, can you imagine, like, kids and stuff like that, man?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
to keep their
bro.
attention and looking into the screen and, you know what I'm saying? So, like, but yeah, man, you know, everybody's going from meeting to meeting.
Yeah, for me, like, when it came to the fall, I had to put my kids in private school because I knew public schools were going to just be, you know, shut down and kind of, like, not doing anything. So I picked a private school that was smaller.
Nice.
And in doing so, like they're able to go to class. I mean, obviously they go with their masks in between class and different things like that, but when it comes to the actual classroom, they can take it off and they can like interact with the teacher, you know?
That's dope. Yeah, man. That's a whole nother conversation, you know, we can dive into, which is like, yo, like, you know, having kids in a social, in school for the social impact that would have, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, them interacting with their classmates, them interacting with, you know, the teacher, the adult, their hands-on learning. So, I mean, it's interesting. It's funny. Like, I don't know. We'll see the impact that COVID really has had, not only just on us, like our health and stuff like that, but even like emotional, like, you know, like development and stuff like that. A lot of kids, this is their norm. Like, you know, I can't imagine being like your first 2-3 years of school and this is what you're, you know, like kind of seeing.
Yeah, my son is in kindergarten, so like when he was transitioning from last year to this year, like even the last 3 months of school, he had like. He was just like, like we put the videos on, and the videos are like 2 to 3 minutes, and that was like strenuous, you know. So funny because he'll binge watch shows, but when it comes to learning and like interacting, it's a lot different.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's like he can tell you every single Pokemon, but like, but like then you go to ask him, you know, what's 3 + 3? Oh, 6, I think.
6 months.
So, but six a month.
Start making Pokemon.
Man, it's been a crazy past week and couple of weeks with the election.
Yes, sir.
You know, our new president-elect is Biden. You know, we still have people fighting to clinch on to if Trump's gonna win.
Yeah, that's we got it's funny because like the way I was thinking about it is you got your election. And I kind of figured there was going to be a post-election, post-battle. You know, now we're going through, like, the whole legal motions and stuff like that. I mean, I wouldn't expect less, man. I mean, this year has just been loaded like that.
It's absolutely fantastic that we need to just go through this process, you know. my lawyers are the greatest. They will get justice for me.
I'm telling you, man.
Nah, I crack up thinking about it, you know, and thinking about how any president would come out of this victorious in the sense that, you know, now they have to gather a divided nation.
Correct, yeah.
So even if, you know, like, you know, at the end of the day, we have Biden in line as the president-elect, he's still, like, you know that the majority, you still have like 48% of the country.
Correct.
It wasn't like a landslide victory.
Yeah.
You know, like
yep.
It was probably like 48-49, maybe 49-49.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like you can't just go in there being confident, you know, like that.
Yeah, nah, and for sure. I mean, the way I looked at it, it's interesting because, like, you know, thinking about the election and thinking about just leadership and particularly like the presidency, I think there's two sides to the coin. Like, you know, you have your legislative side, which that in itself, like, you know, a new president coming in, dealing with the economy, dealing with the healthcare, dealing with some of the racial tension and all this stuff going on, right? Mm-hmm. And then you got the character side of leadership, the things that can't be quantified. And I think that's where our country needs a lot of repairing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just going into that space. So, I mean, I'm with you. I mean, I can't imagine either side coming out on the other side of this, and it's not going to be an easy thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of rebuilding in our nation, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's just being hopeful and try to play our part in our day-to-day lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would honestly say, like, my biggest thing with what happened with Trump is Trump just has an issue with lack of empathy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, he's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no gray area. There's no
Correct.
I'm sorry. There's no I apologize. You know, there's an excuse for everything. And I think, you know, Americans were just sick of always turning on the news. But now I'm curious what's going to be on the news now that Trump is in their headline every morning.
That's true.
You know, he would eat his cereal wrong. You know what I mean? So
he uses a fork. You know,
you know?
That's just how hard he's taking that.
It's like, can you believe this guy, you know, folded his pizza when he ate it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that was cover story news. But you know, I'm excited to see what's happened. I mean, it's historical for the ladies. Our first female vice president. Also, she's our first black vice president, which is dope.
Yep. Actually, I think she's part Indian.
And
too.
she's Indian as well. She comes from, and she's Jamaican as well.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like Caribbean, Asian as well as, all this black heritage American, roll into one. And it's really dope. So I'm excited for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know that the way things are going now with the tensions and everything like that, we'll just see how everything pans out. We'll see how everything goes.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do want people to hear your single that you just dropped recently. So we're gonna play it live, and then we're gonna play Finish, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about those singles. Dive into Anonymous XI here on The Hype. Let's go.
Let's go.
Breeze making me sweat, making me feel so hot. That breeze making me sweat, making me feel so hot. That breeze.
Y'all can't even lie to y'all.
Making me feel so
Feels like we were made for a time just like this, man. My eyes are just getting a little clearer, you know? What a time to be alive. Oh my, what a time to be alive. You gotta let go of those things that's killing you.
Yes, yes, yo.
You're going home soon before you know it.
Yes, yes, yo. Sayonara, sayonara, say goodbye, say goodbye to my foolish pride. Sayonara, sayonara, say goodbye, say goodbye to my foolish pride. Tell me if you ever felt that inside. Over time, you came alive. Over time, reprioritize. Only just to find out what you fear inside. Most of y'all saying that y'all kidding me. Honestly, y'all kidding me. I live in the moment, but I live every moment like I'm made for eternity. Eternally grateful all for the struggle. Truly found beauty up in the rubble. Feel like Braun up in the bubble. Chip is on my shoulder, the world is getting colder.
That breeze making me sweat, making me feel so hot. That breeze making me sweat, making me feel so hot.
Yes, yes, y'all, and we won't.
Making me feel so hot.
Yes, yes, y'all.
Making me feel so hot.
Yes, yes, y'all, and we won't stop until His glory comes down on the whole spot. Yes, yes, y'all, and we won't stop until His glory comes down on the whole spot. Yes, yes, y'all, and we won't stop until His glory comes down on the whole spot. Yes, yes, y'all, and we won't stop until His glory comes down on the whole spot.
They're looking at me like, what you mean, what you mean? Y'all ain't get the memo when I came with the team. Y'all ain't get the memo, we the newest on the scene. Y'all gon' get the picture cause you know them boys clean. We was cut from a different cloth. Came from the drip of a different sauce. Y'all ain't seen it like this, that's the reason that I do it like this. Who the one here that gon' challenge us? Really got the drive of a challenger. Meaning that I'm good for the head on. Meaning that I'm straight when I'm dead on. Reporting live from the palace. Facts, facts. Sipping water out the chalice. Facts, facts. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. Only real kings like the T'Challa. Woo! That was a fun record to record, man. That's it, turn it off, we good. Hold up, before I leave. Yo, to all my artists out there, keep creating, keep making dope art, speaking to people's lives. We need it this season. God bless you with a gift. Use that joint. Yo, create something that's gonna shake the world. Alright, that's it, I'm off my soapbox. You notice how we don't finish what we started? We need to finish what we started. For real. You feel me? That's how legends are made.
Hey, good looking, Ashton.
Had to learn to swim against the current. Did this for the gang, now we bridging muddy waters. Had to learn this one thing that's for certain. Ain't about to start, man, it's all about the finish. Tell me get him, boy, you know I got him. Rebounded, that's worth the
rhyming. Off the backboard, got the ball back. They already know where we started. Had to learn to hit the two-step to the foxtrot for my last dance. They can judge from the first hand, but remember you for the last glance. People tend to talk the big talk when they heating up and then they meet the autumn. Meaning pride come before the fall. Go ahead, heed the call. Heard a wise man truly say, before you start, you gotta count the cost. If not, they gon' call your bluff. Go ahead, count your loss. Had to learn to swim against the current. Did this for the gang, now we bridging muddy waters. Had to learn this one thing that's for certain. Ain't about to start, man, it's all about the finish. Always gotta finish what you started, that's the only way that the legends made. Take the hard times, take the lemons, press it up and make lemonade. Pour a little bit of sugar in it, now they got me whipping sweet tea. They think that it's easy, stayed alive, that's a BG's. Seen a lot of people quit though, honestly, how this thing goes. Dream killers, man, along the way, they just wanna go and clip your wings, bro. Meaning they don't wanna see you fly, still here from the other side. Even when they wanna slow you down, keep your eyes on the finish line. You made it this far for a reason. You can't quit now. Whatever God made you to be, man, go and be that. People gon' doubt. Break the rules, break the mold. XI.
Yo, we are back live on the hype with your boy Anonymous XI.
Yes, sir, Anonymous XI.
So, what went into the creative process of doing the track Alive?
So, Alive was like, it was really interesting because, you know, I was going through different beats, a batch of different beats, you know, shout out to the YouTube generation. So I was just going through a bunch of different beats, and I heard this one beat, and it just, one, it stuck out to me. And then, like, the one thing that came to my mind, like that, the emotion that came to me was alive, like coming alive, like, you know, in a season where there's so much going on in the world, we're seeing so much death, we're seeing a bunch of things, we're being bombarded left and right. And I'm like, yo, like, deep down inside, like, I feel like we want to come alive. Like, we want to come out the other side of this. Like, you know, feeling alive, feeling empowered, feeling energized. So that, you know, that's what went into it, man. The instrumental really just spoke to me. And that was kind of like the energy I was just getting from it at the time. So, you know, and then once I got into the writing process, I really just expounded on that idea of coming alive.
Man, I feel you on that, because I feel like a lot of times a lot of artists will put out tracks and do verses and just not really feel it. They just like putting out music, just do music. Correct. And I like how you're like literally talking to the artists out there. Like, come on, y'all, like, let's make some music, let's make art, you know?
Yeah.
As far as like, have you found a producer yet that you want to like work with exclusively yet, or is it still just like a lot of looking around?
So for me, like, I mean, there's a few producers. I mean, I would love to work with. You know, we have you know, Daniel Steele. You know, someone that I know from back home in Jersey. You know, there's I can't remember the gentleman's name. He was on the KB album.
Okay.
I can't remember at the moment his name, but he's out also from Jersey. He's from Newark. Naladeus, I definitely like to work with Naladeus on a production tip. We did a record at the top of this year called Episode 6. But really, man, like, for me, when it comes to producers, like, I don't have like one go-to person, but I have like certain textures and sounds that I like. You know, and that's really what gravitates me to a producer. And on top of that, like, just the relationship we have outside of music. You know what I'm saying? Because I can meet a lot of great musicians, but, you know, having that relationship and being able to gel in the studio setting and kind of building off of each other, you know, and bringing ideas to life, that's really what I thrive on. So right now I don't have one go-to person, but in an ideal world, what I would love to do is to have a pool of producers to pull from that bring different things to the table. Like, you know, like, if you think about it, like, you probably know some producers that their drum guys is like, yo, their drums hit just different. But then you got melodic dudes, that people that their melodies, their choice, their sound selection is just on point. So that's the way I look at it. I'm trying to piece together like Voltron. I'm like, okay, what's the best of each world, and kind of bring it together. So
yeah, I feel you. I mean, sometimes it takes you know, mixing producers even at times. I know a lot of different producers will bring a different vibe. Correct. When I was listening to Alive, I got that Kanye vibe. Yeah, that's you know, and it's probably not like College Dropout Kanye, but more of a like a like a beautiful dark twisted fantasy, closer to Yeezus
Yeah.
vibe.
Yep.
So you know, it was definitely very interesting sounds. So I pulled that out of that.
Yeah.
But,
Oh yeah.
but
That's actually that was when I was starting to send the track around to people just to listen before I dropped it. That was like the one main, like the constant, you know, comparison I was getting. Which, in my opinion, I was like, you know, that's a great comparison to get. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but definitely, like, I agree. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, more of like, I guess as Kanye was dabbling more into his experimental side. Not 808 and Heartbreaks, because 808 and Heartbreaks was super somber, but definitely My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Yeezus. Even some of I went back and I listened to his last album that just came out, Not Jesus King, the one right before that.
the Pablo one.
Nah, the one where he's like, I think.
Oh yeah,
bipolar one,
yeah,
he talks about,
Yay, the one that's called Yay.
Yay, yeah. So
yeah, that's even a little bit of that. Yeah, it's a little bit of that vibe too as well. You know, what I like most about, you know, that type of vibe anyways is that, you know, it gives you a more earthy feel anyways, and it gives it raw, and I could even tell, like, you even say it, man, I like recording that one, like, you know, you even said it in the track, you know what I mean? And so when I hear artists enjoy what they do, I think that's very reflective of what you want to hear. You know, earlier in the show, I played a couple of tracks from Second Sam, then I played some tracks from a video from Wilfredo, and I love the polarism of them both, because Second Sam had like this large group of people, and the energy was all there in the video. I was able to be a part of that shoot and be a part of his album release. We did a listening party, and it was really dope. We got to listen through the tracks, listen through the project, and then we also got to shoot the video and just have that energy, that crowd. Now Wilfredo is like by himself, but the shots that he got in it with my boy Brian, bro, they're phenomenal. Like, they're 4K. They're like out in the open. He's all by himself, and even the joke is that, like, he opened the door for the girl and the girl left him.
Gotcha.
And so it's like the polar opposites. But this is what I love about music, is like you could be in different places, but you can relate to both, you know?
Correct. Yeah.
You know, what's dope about Second Sam's video is that he had people from Miami, from Kissimmee, like he brought, you know, he's got a wrestler in the video. Like, there's a couple of different aspects to it that brings that to life. And then my other boy, he shot in like California on the beaches, and then they shot in the desert for some of the scenes. So it's crazy. And I think what we need more of is art to come out of this, because I know a lot of people are scared to go out and do these things. But, you know, if you aren't, you know, please continue making music. You know, I think that's what we need more of, and I think that's what's going to help us get through all of this, the vision, whether it be, you know, social justice, whether it be, you know, where you stand on everything that's going on. You know, I was really blessed because I went to a service, not this week, but the week before, and the pastor said, he's like, you know, this is what I stand for. I stand for social justice, and we're pro-life. Yeah. But if you say that you're for both, people are going to make you try and choose a side. And it's like, man, I shouldn't have to choose, you know, life over life. You know what I mean?
Correct, yeah.
And as Christians, and even as humans, man, we shouldn't even be on that tip where we're like, no, this life is more important than the other.
Correct.
You know, and I think that's the power of love that's gonna like have to prevail through this season of like hopelessness almost, you know?
Yeah. Nah, facts. And I think that's like I was having a conversation with someone, and I was just saying, like, as people, like, we're more nuanced, you know, than we give ourselves credit. And what I mean by that is, like, we're more layered. So, like, you know, I can be for the conception of life and the flourishing of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to be on opposite sides of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? And I think one thing that's been really big for me this season of my life, pre-COVID, and especially in light of everything that's been going on this year with COVID, and you know, a lot of these things coming to light, is embracing my humanness. And what I mean by that is embracing my humanity for all that it is. You know, it's failures, it's victories, you know, me growing, you know what I'm saying, me seeing things in different lights, me being okay with being wrong. Like, I think if we started seeing people as humans, you know, as those that are made in the image of God, as those that are of value, we wouldn't, one, polarize each other, and two, I think we'd do a better job at listening to one another. And I think that's what's kind of missing. You know what I'm saying? We kind of demonize the opposition, those that don't agree with us. You know what I'm saying? And I think we would do justice to ourselves and to you know, our neighbor, just to learn how to listen to each other again. You know, I have a friend out in Pittsburgh, Kyle Bennett, who says, you know, he has this whole movement called Disagree Better. You know, like, I'm not asking people like, yo, check your convictions at the door. I'm just saying, in light of our convictions, let's learn how to have conversation again in a way that's civil, respectful, and in a way that, you know, keeps, you know, humanness at the center. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're always going to disagree, man.
And that's the thing. I feel like people forget to empathize when they make their points.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's like, you have to understand, you know, like, I'm pro-life, but I can understand, you know, a rape victim, you know, going through that decision making, going through that rough time. Like, I can understand that. I'm not going to be that person that's like, no, that doesn't make any sense. Well, no, it like, to them, it's their truth. This is what they're dealing with. This is what, you know, this wasn't my choice. You know what I mean? And that's where it comes into things, you know. And I know there's like so many things that we can do and work around every situation. There's always a loophole. There's always a way to argue it. And like what you're saying, disagree better. That's where it's like, be human about it.
Correct.
Like, don't just be like, well, you know, facts don't have feelings. Like, I know how Ben Shapiro, that's his take on things, but it's like, bro, like, I get you're making a point, but there's people that actually need to, like, you know, that actually are dealing with these choices.
Correct.
And they can't see facts sometimes, because if the facts are ignoring their feelings, then they're gonna choose themselves over that.
Correct.
And
they disassociate themselves from it.
Exactly.
Like, and I think that's you know, you hit it right on the head. Like, I guess like what's coming to my mind is like, we see arguments and we don't see people, and I think that is one of the biggest things that, you know, we've been kind of rehashing again and again in our conversations. We see arguments, we don't see people, and a big thing for me, you know, and that, you know, a pillar for me is when I interact with people, I try, you know, I always try to be objective and look at the facts, but I don't divorce it from the perspective that person is going through, you know, that particular experience. And what I mean by that is, I don't divorce the facts from the story, because the facts are still a part of the story. You know what I'm saying? You still have to evaluate it from, you know, your perspective and everything like that. And I think that's where the whole empathizing thing comes in play, which is like, you know, yeah, like, you know, Ben Shapiro might say facts don't have feelings, but at the same time, people have stories, and stories involve feelings, and stories also involve facts. So you can't create that division, you know, of that when you're, you know, discussing hard things with hard people. You know, like, we're not robots.
We're not robots, and everything is not black and white. But I do want to play a little bit, some more music, some new music that came through today. We're gonna play a new track by Avila, and a new track by my boy B. Cavell. Really dope tracks. And then from there, we'll keep it moving. But definitely want to play some new music. I love Miguel. Yo, Miguel. We're gonna play some new music. We're gonna play Avila, and then we're gonna play B. Cavell here on The Hype. Let's go.
She wanna keep the convo under wraps. Little does she know, she inspire all my raps. I hope you listening, cause nowadays it's hard to even voice my thoughts. Keep me captive, losing sense of when I'm happy. You made me feel on top, cause you was all I ever loved. You had me blind to all your wrongs when you knew all my flaws. I carry burdens cause I knew you couldn't handle all. Now I'm stuck with your personality while you moving on, turning to these 808s and heartbeats. Caught up in my feelings, now I'm singing all these melodies. I know I changed the lock and threw the keys away, but you was pushing pedals, driving me insane. I didn't wanna end this way. I hope you know by now, you were always mine, you always held me down. I hope you know by now, love will always be when we are not around. Ay, I hope you know by now, you were always mine, you always held me down. I hope you know by now, love will always be when we are not around. Ay, I hope you know by now, love will always be when we are not around. Ay, I hope you know by now, love will always be when we are not around. Ay, I hate the fact I think about the times we used to have. It wasn't always bad, there were times when we were glad. We went through hellish, but we would post a happy pic, hoping that we still looking good through the internet. Do you remember? Cause I remember yesterday, we was on the phone for hours hoping for a better day. Don't you worry, sunny days will come again. When rain pours, the sun shines brighter on the floor. The promise is the waters wouldn't drown us for our sin, but if we touch it and we love him, we know better than Flint waters. It'll kill us as we take a sip, so while we dipping in this pool of lust, we drown in love again. I hope you know by now, you were always mine, you always held me down. I hope you know by now, love will always be when we are not around. Ay, I hope you know by now, you were always mine, you always held me down. I hope you know by now, love will always be when we are not around. Ay, I hope you know by now, love will always be when we are not around. Ay, I hope you know by now, love will always be when we are not around.
You know I'm back in the city for a weekend stay. You said, baby, please come this way. The same things on my mind when I see you every time. You know what I want and what I need, baby, yeah. When no one's watching us, there ain't no stopping us. You give me the word, I'll show you what it's worth. Take my hand, slowly take my hand, slowly take your hand, take my hand, yeah. I know what it means to be courtside. Having you right by me, it just feel right. I've been waiting for you for my whole life. Are you ready for the ride? But hold on, say yeah. You don't know, yeah. You don't know, yeah. You don't know, yeah. You don't know. I ain't got no limits, I go all night. I'ma lift you up, yeah, that's top flight. Put you in designer, yeah, that's your life. Just jump in the ride to the beach, I'll say yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yo, we are back live on the hype. It's your boy Crescendo here with Anonymous XI.
Yeah, we in the building. That's XI.
Bruh, so, you know, those two tracks, shout out to Avila and shout out to B. Cavill. It's actually B. Cavill's first track, so, like, I'm proud of my boy. He definitely killed it on the vocals. If you guys got new music and you ain't cursing up a storm, feel free to submit on our link in the bio on IG or the link on our page, beacons.ai/The Hype Radio Show. Definitely love hearing new music, definitely supporting local music. We want to hear your story. That's what this show is about, is hearing your story. So, you know, when it comes to being an artist, being a local artist, there's not that many outlets. You have to, like, almost reach, you know, over here and over there. You have to send emails out. Yeah. You got to set up IG lives and stuff like that. And I just, you know, honestly, I like connecting with our community here and getting some dope artists on the show.
Word. Which I was going to say that. And I sent you that in the DM. I was like, yo, I appreciate what you do for the culture. When you reached out to me and you was like, yo, you know, would you come on the show? Like, in a heartbeat, I was like, yeah, bro. Like, you know, first off, like, you know, it's authentic. Like, the love is there. And I can tell, like, you really appreciate just, like, the culture and connecting people and connecting dots where maybe those bridges don't currently exist. So, like, I mean, yo, like, the hype, you know, everything that you're doing, man, like, the Verb, all this stuff, bro, is dope because it creates an outlet. And, you know, from my time being here in Orlando, you know, there's a scene out here, man. There's artists doing their thing. And we need more platforms like this, you know, beyond the music, so people can share their story, people can see, you know, what you're about and stuff like that. But yeah, man, if you got any music, I can't even hold y'all. I'll just say, yo, submit that to the hype and, you know, see what goes on from there. But definitely show love.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. Next week we're actually going to New Smyrna, and we're actually doing Church on the Beach.
Okay.
And you know, I talked to the pastor, and the pastor's like, yo, let's bring some artists out. So we're going to be bringing out a couple of artists, bringing out Caden Jordan. We're going to be bringing out Second Sam. We're bringing out, of course, myself. I'm going to be there. And then my boy Jay Plato. I don't know if you met him. Really dope dude. Really dope dude. But I'm excited for that. And, of course, you know, we have the worship team doing their thing.
Dope.
Holding it down. And our girl, Emily Guzman, she's really dope at singing, too. So it's gonna be a little fiesta on the beach, bro.
There you go. Yeah, man.
So I'm excited about that. As far as, you know, everyone that's gonna get involved, we definitely you know, praying against the rain, you know, because, you know,
Florida.
And if you're out in the Bay Area, we're praying for you. Hopefully you didn't get too hard by the Category 1, you know.
Oh yeah, that I think Etta. I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So definitely, but you know what? It's the hype. So we gotta keep this vibe going, man. We gotta bring some live music.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, we gotta freestyle, because I know you freestyle. So that's why. Because these artists come on my show, they don't know how to freestyle. They do the Drake freestyle with the cell phone. Let me tell you, So let's you know, Miguel, drop that track. Let's get this vibe going.
Yeah.
Exclusive. The Verb. Nope. We on the hype, yo.
Yo, the hype. UNT, what's up? Yo, shout out, man, to Orlando. Shout out Brick City. Man, it's XI. Let me show love. Let me go. Like, yo, my homies really back, man. They play like piano keys. Working out the matrix, homie, that's Keanu Reeves. Red or blue pill, tell them that it's all the same. Tell me how you deal with shame, hiding all this pain. I got a lot of things chilling on my grave. Watch my retrograde, you know what I do, go to retro fade. I keep a 2+0, new since age 20 that these dudes go for De Niro. Homie back home, he really back on the block. Really got that weight, he got these things on lock. Funny how they plummet when they watching out the stock, and they ballin' like Curry when they holding on a rock like that 3-0. Tell them what it was, ride with 5-0. no. Never do the popo, tell them what it was, that's a no-no. Y'all already know when they run in that photo. Funny though, dudes never really tend to listen. I remember politicking inside of the Civic. They've been pushing weight, but tell them it's a shame. I've been really trying to be the one to break them out them chains. Glory go to Jesus, praise him, hallelujah. That's the way they do it, man. I'm hoping I don't lose you, but I only speak exactly all the things I've been through. Y'all already know, man, I hope I get through. It's X.
It's your boy CIESCE, NDO with the flow, crazy loco. I push the promo, push the back mic so I can flow, so I can go back like it's Chicago. Back in 98 when I used to chill with the crew, get the Chinese food on the block. You know how we do, and we rock. Just chilling in Humboldt Park. You know how we do, chilling. Coming to ribbon and dipping it past the people that want to ask. Now we bringing it like it was the aftermath, or we attacking clones. I don't care, we in a zone, chilling in the ozone. You know, it's the gas mask, fashion brand new. They be looking at me like, how do he do what he do? I be in the crew, chilling with my poo. No, I just be like, what you do? And I'm just messing around, freestyling off the top, and we bringing that sound for the people that don't know. We bringing it round. If you really want to go round for round, it be like Tyson and Bruce Lee. Who he, do we? Nah, don't be looking at me like who we, do we, Louie. This ain't no ducktail, it's a freestyle, so you can just sit back and chill.
Yo, Shendo, let me talk to him. Let me tell him what you got going on. Radio UNT, shout out to the Verb, man. Tell him what it was, boy, we do it from the hood to the Verb. Shout out to the hype, do it so alike. Man, I try to play, tell him that it's sight. That's the way they did it, boy, they brought it on the light. That's okay, boy, I'm getting fly like a kite. Only come back, man, we do it. Hoping that they get it, man, I move like a student. Still moving prudent, that's the way I did it. I ain't never had to prove it. Aw, man, let me just go. Really off the mind when I hit him with the flow. Shout out to my mans, man, thank you for the show. The fact that I'm here, more we really on air. Tell him what it was, we don't really play fair.
Don't care, don't play fair. If you wanna see that, that's just a kick and a snare. We don't care, keep on going till the beat rides out. We flow till we live out. I don't care what we sign out, bro. What you saying with the bratwurst? Why? I'm just chilling with Anonymous XI. Maybe a little hungry in the studio. Maybe that's why I'm rapping about all this food. But bro, we gon' kick it. We gon' really rip it. They be looking at me like some old school kids. It's Q-tip. Can I kick it? Yes, I rip it like a fat dude in tight jeans. You know I get it. You know that it's like some Listerine. Spit it out. You know how I come through and we bring around. Pound for pound, your boy Crescendo chilling with Anonymous XI in the studio. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's get it, man.
Yo, man, that's dope. See, this is I miss this. You know, it's fun. I don't really care if I slip or stutter on my words. I just have so much fun doing it.
Yes, sir.
But as far as the music is concerned, are you working on anything new? What are the projects like? Are you just steadily easing through it? Have you thought about doing a compilation or an EP?
Oh yeah, man. So at the top of the year, my wife just gave me an idea, and she's like, "Look, you know, keep cooking, get a whole catalog of ideas, rough ideas, things you want to work out, whatever, right?" So right now, currently, like I was looking back, I was like, yo, I dropped 6 singles this year, like different tracks, you know, SoundCloud, stuff that's on all the streaming platforms. So for me, what I'm currently doing is I'm putting out these work, and I'm trying to get a feel for like what people are gravitating towards, right? But every single track I'm dropping is different and a feel like a different part of my personality. So right now, man, I got a bunch of stuff right now in my catalog that I'm just working through. And what I could say is definitely more singles on the way. You know, I got something currently cooking that I think I'm getting ready to drop fairly soon in a few weeks. And then from there, man, definitely, you know, been playing with the idea of grabbing the best performing tracks, putting that into a compilation, and pitching that as an EP. You know, that's definitely been there. And then another thing, man, like I've really been thinking about is collaboration. So getting more collaborative. I've really been in my own space, obviously because of COVID, but even prior to that, but I'm ready to break more into the Orlando scene and, you know, really build with other people like yourself, man, and really give back to this community that I think has a lot to offer out here. So
yeah, I think there's a lot of potential in the music that you're bringing to the scene. I like to encourage you because I feel like sometimes when you do music on your own and you're not involved in a community, it can kind of go on the back burner. So if you're not surrounding yourself with another artist, if you're not, it's not about comparing yourself, but it's like just getting feedback. Sure. That's one of the main reasons I do the Verb, is because I want people to get real-time feedback and also see other artists and see what they're working on, seeing what they're about. Because a lot of times, if you are just rapping like for your church or for an open mic or, things like that, you can almost lose focus of like why you're doing it, and it could just fade away. You don't want to do it anymore. So that's why I encourage artists to surround yourself with other artists, to surround yourself with other creatives. Even if the other creatives are singers, even if the other creatives are musicians, if it's a producer, if it's like linking up and just freestyling like we just did back and forth, it's necessary. It's one thing that when you come back, you're like, man, you know what? Next time I'll freestyle this verse, or I'll rap it this way, or I'll try and go this direction. Your mind starts working. Oh, I'll start writing a song like this, or And I think that's important to artists, is to get involved in the community, get involved with other artists, and don't just be a SoundCloud rapper. Don't just be an Instagram or a TikToker. You know what I mean? Like, write your bars and surround yourself with people.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, I can definitely attest to that. Like, even like in a lot of my own creative growth is that community, having people that challenge you, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, because what happens is like what you're saying, like if you, let's say you're just performing for people that, for lack of better words, is like yes men, what ends up happening is you live in a vacuum. So you don't have anybody really challenging or pushing you back to grow. Think about it, like, diamonds, like coals become diamonds through pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like the diamond becomes refined through friction. So like, and that's not saying like it's all bad, because sometimes like it's creative, like healthy competition. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think all of that stuff is important, man. But I'm with you, man. Like, community is something that's very dear to my heart, and especially in my creative process. And like you said, if you're, and it's funny because I actually think along the lines of like, you're a rapper, hang out with like people that are singers, EDM producers, hang out with like, people that are even poets, like people outside of your realm of art, because it's going to do two things. It's going to challenge you to look at your art differently, and because these other genres or these other skill sets are so unique, you can then bring that back to what you do. So like I'm 100% with you there, bro. Where you're talking about like surround yourself with creatives. So
yeah, and I said it so many times. Community is key. Get involved. I know it's different times because of COVID. I know right now is probably the best time to tune in some of the bigger artists, because they're getting intimate with their lives. They're getting intimate with what they're creating, because they're on the same page as you now.
Yeah.
The music field is leveled. I mean, correct. The advantages they have is like that they have a better option.
Yeah.
They have a completely better option to just be like, you have the green screens, you have everything that's going on.
Yeah.
So honestly, with that in mind, we need to just work on ourselves, work on our music, and surround ourselves, even if it's phone conversations, even if it's text, even if it's Facebook messages. Do whatever you need to stay involved.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny because my wife, I mean, she's really been killing it this season. It's the leverage of the internet, man. Like, if you really think about it, and this goes to my creatives and anyone out there that just has any aspirations in the season, when you got a phone in your hand, you gotta understand, like, you got the world at your fingertips. Think about it like this, and I just thought about this right here on the spot as you were talking about bigger artists leveraging like lives and doing like concerts and stuff like that, right? Think about it. They may have to do a 30, 40 city tour or different countries to reach their, let's say, 4.5 million followers, right? That are, like on their social media feeds, right? if they go live, they have a chance of reaching 2.3 million off of them off rip with very little overhead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you really think about like that type of power that we have now because of what's going on. So saying all of that to say, like, look, you know, wherever you find yourself right now in your creative journey, you know, keep your head down, keep grinding, and then, you know, leverage what you currently have. You know what I'm saying? I saw someone say, like, you know, there's people that have won in the past with the circumstances you're complaining about. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got a lot, man, that we can still do in the season of COVID. You know, whether it's if you want to work in, tap in the studio, make more music, if you want to network, you know, all these things, man, they're out there. So I definitely encourage people to keep, you know, keep at it.
I mean, it's dope. I mean, when you think about it, we have tools that when, I'm not trying to date myself, but when just even 10 years back,
yeah,
your phone can almost, like, it's at the point where it can shoot music videos.
Facts.
You know, if you have an iPhone, you know, 12, if you have, like, you know, if you have a Note or you have, like, one of the Galaxy phones or one of those Google Pixel phones, you have a tool in your hand that's, like, even crazier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're at the point where, you know, you can order stuff on Amazon. Like, I ordered myself some lights. I ordered myself some different things for my studio. So I'm excited to see where that goes, you know. And, you know, going forward, you know, we have those tools in our hands. But I do want to give you a chance to give your shout-outs and then also tell them where they can find your music online and all that.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I mean, first shout out, man, I just want to thank the Hype, you know, Radio UNC for having me here tonight. I definitely appreciate that. Shout out to my beautiful wife for always just supporting me and, you know, my artistry and stuff like that. Shout out my boy Dante Blumen, who's been helping out as a creative director. You know, my brother, Mr. Tech Music, production side, some engineering stuff. So I just want to give a shout out to them, man. And just anyone tuning in, man, thank you guys. Everyone that was reposting, just showing love, you know, for this interview. So I definitely appreciate that. And you can find my music, man, Anonymous XI, on all, like, streaming platforms, Apple Music. You can find me on Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music. You know, you can find my newest track, Alive. It's been out for about 2 weeks now, so you can definitely check that out. I have another track called Finish. But yeah, on my Instagram, Anonymous_XI. Give me a follow there. That link in that bio is going to take you to all those places, man. And definitely looking forward to, you know, coming back and everything like that. But, yo, thank you to everyone that's been tuning in.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We do have the Spotify playlist on our IG. I'll be sharing it on Facebook too, as well as Twitter. Make sure you guys, these are bi-weekly playlists of local artists that you could just listen and find new music and find new art. Thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. Make sure you download the RadioUNT.net app if you haven't. There's some dope programs that Miguel is always brewing over the weekend. He gets into some crazy topics. Love the dude. And, you know, you guys be safe. We're going to close tonight out with Dayton, Who Do You Believe? I feel like that's very relevant to
yeah, that track is crazy. I heard it. Yeah, dope track. That's a great way to end it, man.
Yo, you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning into The Hype. Let's go.
You'll be good one day.
Tell me, who do you believe? Tell me, who do you believe now? Tell me, who do you believe? They confusing you and me with the news up on the screen now, and the rumors that you read, plus the music that you stream. Tell me, who do you believe now? Tell me, who do you believe? I'm refusing to receive all the views that they'll deceive now. I'm not stupid, I am free, cause you sure was the kid. Cause everything that you believe come from all the rumors that you read and the foolishness you're viewing on your feed or the news up on your screen, or maybe from the music that you stream while you're cruising or the movies that you see. I advise you to proceed with caution. They can ruin you with seeds that they're planting. Once a few are rooted deep, they'll influence you to think like them. You'll share the views that they're deceived. They're pursuing and recruiting to mislead and confuse the youth indeed. That's why I'm refusing to receive all the foolishness they speak. See what's fueling them is greed. I see all their fruitless deeds. I ain't stupid, I am free. They once had me in their chains, but Yeshua was the key. Yo, yo. Tell me who do you believe? They confusing you and me with the news up on the screen now. And the rumors that you read, plus the music that you stream. Tell me who do you believe now? Tell me who do you believe? I'm refusing to receive all the views that they'll deceive now. I'm not stupid, I am free. Cause Yeshua was the key, yeah, Yeshua was the key. I call the government cerebral terrorists. They're very sick, they target kids while they're stealing the carriages. Americans are unaware this, they doubt that there exists some Luciferians in power trying to steer the ship. So it's imperative that we prepare our kids and make sure they're equipped for these times that are perilous. Let's tell these derelict heretics where to stick their lies and these false narratives that they ensnare us with. They put these distractions here to keep the masses scared, cause we react to fear, but on the Lord I cast my cares. I remove the lens they made me see the world through. I prayed and asked the Holy Ghost to readjust my worldview. Tell me who do you believe? They confusing you and me with the news up on the screen now. And the rumors that you read, plus the music that you stream. Tell me who do you believe now? Tell me who do you believe? I'm refusing to receive all the views that they'll deceive now. I'm not stupid, I am free. Cause Yeshua was the key, yeah, Yeshua was the key.
They say holidays are all about giving, but this year at Winn-Dixie, they're also about winning. That's right. Thanks to Coca-Cola and Winn-Dixie, you could win a year of free groceries this holiday season. Simply purchase 3 participating Coca-Cola items in one transaction with Winn-Dixie Rewards, and you'll be automatically entered to win free groceries for a year. It's a win-win. Visit your local Winn-Dixie to participate. No purchase necessary. Can enter for free by mail. Ends 12/15/20. See banner ad on screen for rules, link, and details.
Bundles at McDonald's make choosing a delicious meal as easy as flipping a coin. Take breakfast. Choose a McChicken biscuit and hash browns.
Vidas Urbanas con Zeta Crow.
Sausage McMuffin and hash browns for just $2. Stopping by for lunch? Bundle a McDouble and small fries or...
¿Qué tal, familia? Bienvenidos una semana más a Vidas Urbanas, tu programa donde cada semana estamos descubriendo la vida y el testimonio de un artista urbano. Y bueno, estamos muy contentos por toda la gente que semana tras semana os estáis conectando y toda la gente que estáis viendo los vídeos en YouTube, pues nos estáis escuchando en las diferentes emisoras que están pinchando con este programa. Y bueno, estamos muy contentos y muchísimas gracias por estar ahí. Gracias también a todos los artistas que están pasando por el programa. Ya llevamos 12 programas y eso es gracias a todos. Y bueno, se puede poner en duda la existencia de Dios, puesto que científicamente no se puede demostrar que exista, pero jamás se puede poner en duda la obra que día tras día ese Dios realiza en la vida de las personas. Nuestro invitado de hoy ha podido experimentar ese poder transformador en su vida y sus canciones están llenas de referencias a ese poder y llenas de letras reflexivas que invitan al oyente a plantearse su situación. Hoy tenemos el privilegio de conocer su testimonio. Hoy vamos a conocer la vida urbana de Johnny Márquez.
Little does she know, she inspire all my raps. I hope you're listening, cause nowadays it's hard to even voice my thoughts, keep me captive, losing sense of when I'm happy. You made me feel on top, cause you was all I ever loved. You had me blind to all your wrongs when you knew all my flaws. I carried burdens cause I knew you couldn't handle all. Now I'm stuck with your personality while you're moving on, turning to these 808s and heartbeats. Caught up in my feelings, I'm always
Cansado de ti, cansado de mí, no lo que no fui, pero seguí. Por la gracia de Dios renací, me he traído hasta aquí. Sí, me centro mi vida, no la opinión colectiva. O la mira, o la mentira parece verdad y la verdad no parece mentira. Tú sigues pensando que estás en la cima, desengaño el nuevo. Cada día pensaron así, cuando te vayas vendrán otros luego. Todos metidos en el juego, a ver quién tiene más ego. Vale más que vuestro dinero, las cosas no gustan del dinero.
¿Qué tal?
Noé, ¿cómo estás? Muchas gracias por la oportunidad.
Muy bien, gracias a ti por
estar contigo aquí.
Gracias a ti por aceptar la invitación.
Aquí es.
Tenía muchas ganas de tenerte en el programa. Por fin.
Yo también tenía muchas, no te lo había dicho nunca, yo veía a la peña y saliendo del programa y tal. Me gustaría, pero está en de transición.
Todo será. Hay que decir que recientemente has ido a vivir a Alemania.
Llevo un mes en Alemania, sí. Pero yo no vengo para acá hace un mes y bueno, he hecho un poco de menos sobre todo el clima, pero
el clima y la comida, supongo.
El clima y la comida. La gente también.
Muy bien, Johnny, para la gente que no te conozca, que no sepa quién eres. ¿Quién es Johnny Márquez?
Johnny Márquez, chico normal. Nací en Argentina, me vine a España con mi mamá cuando tenía 2 años y nada. Me cambié mucho de ciudad con mi madre, de aquí para allá. Ya un punto conocí al Señor de pequeño, fui a campamento, me bauticé y todo eso. Luego me fui para otro lado, por circunstancias y sucesos. Empecé a rapear, empecé a tener experiencias por ahí, luego volví al Señor y aquí estoy. Tengo 27 años, estoy casado desde hace un añito y poco más, a ver.
Muy bien. Y dices que empezaste a rapear. ¿Cómo fue que descubriste el hip hop? ¿Cómo fue?
Empecé a rapear por un amigo mío. Yo vivía en ese entonces en Madrid y yo tenía 13, 14 años cuando empecé a hacer letras, ¿no? Había un amigo mío que de hecho salió del centro de menores en ese momento y claro, para mí era una inspiración, era una referencia, yo quería ser como él y hacía batallas de gallos por ahí y le veía rapear y con su chulería y todo y yo quería eso, ¿no? Entonces empecé a encontrar un poco de identidad y empecé a expresarme a través del rap y a descargar toda la frustración y todo lo que lleva adentro y lo he hecho por años y bueno.
¿En ese entonces estabas en la iglesia o...?
En ese entonces, en el momento que yo empiezo a rapear, yo ya no estoy en la iglesia por circunstancias familiares y tal, yo me aparto del Señor y empiezo a intentar buscar mi identidad en la calle, con la gente, como otro chaval cualquiera, ¿sabes? Y en verdad no, las letras eran pura chulería y puro odio y puro yo soy el más chulo y tú eres un tonto y así pues como todo, ¿no? Pero en ese entonces no estaba en la iglesia, pero ahora gracias a Dios se le dio la vuelta a la tortilla y cada uno canta lo que vive, ¿no? Y hoy lo que vivo no es lo que vivía en ese entonces yo canto sobre lo que vivo.
¿Y cómo fue, Johnny, ese cambio de ese Johnny cantando letras destructivas, letras basura, digamos, entre comillas, a ese Johnny ese click? ¿Cómo fue ese click donde conoces al Señor nuevamente?
Ese click, yo llevo apartado años, tampoco como son historias familiares y tal, no hay que entrar en muchos detalles, pero mi casa no era un lugar en el que yo pudiera, digamos, en un momento dado estar y sentirme seguro y tener una estabilidad ahí. Entonces yo empecé a estar en la calle y empecé a intentar buscar mi identidad, intenté buscar cariño, afecto, respeto. Normalmente eso es lo que pasa, ¿no? Con todos los chavales, cuando no tienes lo que se supone que tienes que recibir en casa, te vas a buscarlo fuera. Y el cambio fue que yo sabía que tarde o temprano yo iba a volver al Señor. Yo había tenido experiencias con el Señor cuando era niño y tal, y yo nunca dejé de creer, y yo de hecho mi mentalidad era, no se lo decía a nadie, pero era yo antes de morirme le entrego mi vida al Señor, o cuando me haya comido el mundo 40 veces, pero yo no me quiero morir sin el Señor, yo tenía miedo de morir sin el Señor. Y bueno, a los 18 años no me dejó ir muy lejos y digamos que me acorraló y mi madre me dijo de ir a un campamento de música, de adoración y tal, un campamento cristiano. Estábamos en una nueva ciudad, no conocía a nadie, así que me dijo, ¿vas al este o te vas de mi casa? Y muchas veces me había ido o me había echado, pero en ese momento no tenía ningún sitio donde ir, digamos, era un nuevo sitio y tal, entonces dije, vale. Pero yo tenía miedo de que el Señor tocara mi corazón porque yo sabía que Él estaba ahí, ¿no? Yo tenía miedo de rendir mi vida y dejar mi pecado de arrepentirme y tal, pero en ese campamento pues el Señor usó a personas y hasta hoy, eso fue hace 9 años ya.
Y el miedo se cumplió,
¿no? El miedo se cumplió, gracias a Dios, sí.
Interesante.
Sí.
Muy bien, y entonces ¿estabas viviendo en Alicante ya, puede ser?
Estaba viviendo en Alicante. Entonces nos mudamos a Denia y ahí fue que mi madre empezó a ir de vuelta a la iglesia. Yo estaba boxeando, haciendo Muay Thai, intentando, ¿sabes? Buscando identidad más que nada, siendo sincero. Intentando llenarme con cosas, ¿no? Y mi madre empezó a ir a la iglesia de nuevo y en plan, sé que me va a decir de ir tarde o temprano, pero yo no quiero saber nada, ni con Dios, ni con la iglesia, ni nada. Y de hecho fui un par de veces a sacar a perro y tal, y en plan, ¿qué me estás contando, sabes? Y no quería ni ver a los jóvenes, y bueno, todo cambió a partir de ahí. Le entregué a Cristo en ese campamento. Y no era en plan, Jesús, si estás ahí, si existes, en plan, yo sabía que él estaba, es como si alguien camina a tu lado por 5 o 6 años y lo estás esquivando y está tocando la puerta y ni lo miras y de repente se te cae la banda de los ojos y ya te necesito, ¿sabes? Perdóname por darte la espalda, perdóname. Y ahí es cuando se me cayó toda la prenda, las máscaras que tenía y la carcasa que me había hecho y cambió todo.
En un campamento de música.
Sí, de adoración. Sí. La alabanza tiene poder, ¿no? Y era en plan todo el tiempo. Al final del campamento hay un coro general que se ensaya durante todo. Entonces está escuchando el coro, está escuchando la banda, está escuchando en ese ambiente. Y para mí no era raro porque yo conocía el ambiente cristiano. Pero claro, yo era más chulo, en plan, yo no quería saber nada. Yo, ¿sabes? En verdad no era nadie. Pero tenía esa caleta y nada, el Señor me la quitó.
Guay. Muy bien. Johnny, y como hemos dicho, tus letras invitan a que la gente reflexione en cómo está su vida. No sé si puedes explicar un poquito cómo es el proceso de creación de una letra, cómo escribes, cómo compones.
Sí, es muy desorganizado, totalmente desorganizado. Yo soy una persona emocional, en general soy emocional y cuando tengo una emoción muy fuerte, cuando me pasa algo con alguien o cuando me inspiro mucho y escribo, ¿no? Y, por ejemplo, yo qué sé, al principio escribía muchas letras muy evangelísticas, pero poco a poco, para mí las canciones son como conversaciones. Yo no estoy todo el tiempo hablando del Señor, yo no estoy todo el tiempo, digamos, presentando el plan de salvación, pero inevitablemente en todo lo que hago, todo lo que digo, todo lo que pienso, Cristo es el centro de ello. Entonces, el proceso de creación, pues, emociones y descargar mis emociones ahí. Me gustaría ser más disciplinado para escribir y ser más organizado, estoy en ello, pero sí, el proceso creativo es ese. Escucho una pista que me inspire, que sea potente y que me transmita algo y escribo en la pista.
Muy bien. Y recientemente lo último que hemos escuchado tuyo es el tema Silencio con Don Pro.
Silencio con Don Pro. Fue súper guay, fue súper espontáneo y fue súper guay poder colaborar con ellos y espero poder hacer más cosas con ellos y con más gente por ahí. Sí.
Desde aquí un saludo a Don Pro, a Corada, Nezot y Sierra, no me acuerdo, que Corada te propuso para Vidas Urbanas.
Pues gracias. Muchas gracias, Rubén.
Pues muy bien, pues aquí lo tenemos, Corada.
Sí.
Johnny Márquez.
Johnny Márquez.
Muy bien, ¿y cómo fue?
Eso.
Sí, explícanos, ¿cómo fue que se dio el caso de poder colaborar?
Pues mira, es muy curioso porque Corada, a ver, yo era un chavalín, yo vi a Corada, que en ese momento tenía un grupo que se llama, como dijo en la entrevista, Nadie son mongolas, años y años. Yo a lo mejor tenía 12 años y él era telonero, no sé si de Funky o de Rescate, y era en el barrio de Pan Bendito en Madrid, me acuerdo. Yo fui ahí y tal y lo vi y me gustó que flipas, y ahí la puesta en escena y todo. De hecho me llevé un CD de ellos y lo escuchaba y tal, no sé dónde quedó ese CD. Pero es muy curioso porque con los años nos pusimos en contacto y le dije que yo te escuchaba cuando tenía hace 15 años, yo te escuchaba y te fui a ver en un concierto. Y ahí pues hablamos y tal al final se dio el tema de la canción y muy guay.
Todo aquel que no lo ha escuchado, Silencio de otro Johnny Márquez está en Spotify. Muy bien, pues también tengo una duda, Johnny. ¿Cómo fue el primer día después del campamento, el primer día que entraste a la iglesia? Ya, supongo que ya no ibas con cara de perro.
Sí.
Ya, ¿cómo fue esa experiencia, ¿no? De poder entrar de nuevo ya reconciliado con Dios?
Pues la verdad es que lloraba mucho. El Señor tocó mucho mi corazón y bueno, solté mucho lastre que tenía y muchas, bueno, pasamos por un proceso de sanidad, ¿verdad? Que no es algo en el momento, sino que lleva años y tal, pero en ese momento fue en plan operación a corazón abierto, ¿no? Y me acuerdo que canté al principio del campamento, no quería saber nada, ni quería cantar, ni porque tenía la pose esa de superficial de soy duro, pero en verdad era una máscara, ¿no? Y al final me acuerdo en el coro, cantando al final en el coro, llorando y diciendo, si me ven mis colegas aquí, ¿qué van a pensar? ¿Sabes? Rendido, pero todavía con esa mentalidad de qué dirán o de postureo. Y luego, pues, con mucha hambre, de hecho me metí voluntario en un centro cristiano porque quería reforzar mi fe y ponerme fuerte y servir y conocer más al Señor y fue lo que hice. Fue lo que hice.
Y después de sacar el tema Silencio con Don Pro, ahora te has retirado temporalmente, supongo.
Sí, a ver, la verdad es que, si te soy sincero, no he sido muy constante con el tema de la música por H o por B, pero ahora que estoy en Alemania es una situación diferente en muchos sentidos y voy a tirar más del carro, de verdad que estoy muy motivado. De hecho, estoy hablando con gente, estoy planeando cositas y quiero tomármelo mucho más en serio, ¿verdad? Y hacer algo constante, no sacar un tema cada 6 meses y un vídeo cada año, sino que poder ser constante y sacar cosas y ver el éxito, que repercuta un poco y que ser más relevante, ¿no? Porque al fin y al cabo puedes hacer bien las cosas, pero si no eres constante, si no tienes presencia, ¿no? ¿Sabes?
Bueno, tampoco pasa nada por esperar cuando vemos un vídeo tuyo porque molan, ¿sabes? Porque tú qué guapo, ¿no? Por fin ha sacado Johnny Márquez tema nuevo. ¿Y cómo ves el panorama del rap en Alemania?
El panorama del rap en Alemania es una pasada. ¿Sí? Es una pasada. En general, a nivel cristiano, pero a nivel mainstream, a nivel industria, tiene mucho poderío porque aquí se mueve mucho dinero también y es una música muy... Aquí es muy gangster en general y se escucha mucho en la calle y no sé, hay mucha potencia y me gusta mucho el sonido, me gusta mucho digamos la vitalidad de las canciones. Me gustan temas que sean potentes y tal, y que luego no entiendo mucho, ¿no? Pero sí, me gusta mucho. Lo que pasa es que a veces me planteo algún día de rapear en alemán, pero todavía queda tiempo para eso. Voy a aprender a hablar bien.
¿Cómo va el alemán?
El alemán bien, poco a poco.
Yo lo veo un idioma chunguísimo, yo te lo tengo que decir, yo lo veo complicado.
Sí, es chungo. Sobre todo porque nosotros tenemos un orden establecido en nuestra mente de cómo tienen que ser las cosas y que cambian todo. De pe a pa te lo cambian todo, pero bueno, es lo que hay.
Pero la gente alemana te pone facilidad si ve que eres de fuera o... da igual,
sí.
El tío que aprenda, ¿sabes?
Sí, no, en general sí, la gente es bastante maja y bastante educada y no son así muy arrogantes. Siempre generalizamos, ¿no?
Sí, como todo. Así que Johnny Márquez, nueva vida en Alemania. Está yendo bien la adaptación y tal.
Sí, la verdad es que ya había hecho una escuela con J.Kun, no sé si conoces. Sí, había hecho mi escuela de discipulado aquí, 3 meses aquí de formación y luego en misión. Y luego había estado 2 meses. Yo me casé aquí con mi mujer en Alemania. Y así que en total estuve alrededor de 6 meses, 5 meses. Entonces ya más o menos ya he ido digamos, sabiendo cómo es y tal, y me gusta bastante. Claro que tiene sus pros y sus contras, sus diferencias, pero al fin y al cabo agradecido.
Más frío que aquí, ¿no?
Más frío. Y también la vida social es diferente. En España, yo qué sé, sales a tomar algo con tus amigos, estás en la calle, paseas por ahí, pero aquí se hace de noche muy pronto, la gente está en casa, entonces también hay que adaptarse.
Diferente, sí. ¿Y tienes pensado volver o ya quedáis en Alemania?
Ahora mismo no. No digo que a lo mejor en 10 años o yo qué sé, luego lo que Dios diga, ¿no? Pero ahora mismo pienso en echar raíces aquí.
Muy bien.
En establecernos.
Perfecto. Tendrás que pintarte el pelo rubio, ¿no?
Sí, ¿no? Ponerme lentillas azules.
Pues si quieres, Johnny, pasamos al test de vidas urbanas para conocerte un poquito más en profundidad. Muy bien, pregunta número 1. Explícanos el por qué. Normalmente, ¿por qué de tu nombre, de tu acá? Pero en tu caso, ¿por qué tu no nombre?
Sí, eso es una movida que todavía a veces pienso, me pongo... A mí me solían, en mi barrio, en la calle, me solían llamar Argen, porque yo nací en Argentina, ¿no? Entonces, Argen de argentino, era Argen. Pero desde que, claro, cuando vine a Cristo, en el mundo cristiano, en la iglesia, nadie me conocía. Todo era Johnny, y Johnny me gusta bastante. Y era como en plan, al principio seguía con el nombre de Argen, pero he decidido tomar el nombre de Johnny Márquez en plan, ese es quien realmente soy. O sea, Argen a lo mejor era más el chaval herido que estaba intentando hacerse un hueco y que se ponía la máscara de tal, pero no era así. Entonces, para mí es como, este es quien yo soy, ¿sabes? Con nombre y apellido, Johnny Márquez.
Johnny Márquez, pues ya está, suena muy guapo, Johnny Márquez. Muy bien. Johnny,
la movida es que me raya un poco que vas a Facebook o en Instagram y pones Johnny Márquez y te aparecen 105.000. Entonces digo, no, quiero algo original, pero al mismo tiempo ese es quien soy.
Muy bien, dinos un tema de rap cristiano o secular.
Ahora mismo.
O uno de cada.
Uno de cada.
Como quieras.
Vale. Hay un rapero que más que rapero es un ministro cristiano de Sacramento, California, se llama Sevin, y él rapea mucho, es un ex gangster y hace mucha música. Consumo mucha música de él porque me edifica mucho, y una de las canciones que me inspira mucho se llama Righteous War, que significa guerra justa o guerra de justicia. Y luego una secular, así, yo que sé, lo primero que se me pasa por la cabeza, a lo mejor luego digo, vale, hubiera escogido otro, ¿no? Pero ahora mismo me viene a la mente una que se llama You Everything. Es una canción antigua que sale Rick Ross y gente de Texas que están hablando sobre que eran los pioneros y tal. Está muy guapa esa. Me gusta mucho el hook.
Sí. Muy bien, la escucharemos de fondo.
Tienes que buscarla.
Muy bien, la pregunta del millón. ¿Cuál es tu tono de llamada del móvil?
Mi tono de llamada es el tono del iPhone.
Tono del iPhone.
El tono del iPhone. De verdad que no me he puesto ningún tono de llamada así guapo. Se me rompió mi móvil y ahora tengo el típico del iPhone.
No sé si es norma entre los que usáis iPhone, yo no uso iPhone, de no cambiaros el tono.
¿Verdad? Claro que pasa, a mí se me rompió mi móvil, me regaló un iPhone 6S y tampoco como estoy pendiente de cambiarlo, tampoco le doy mucha.
Bien, perfecto. Dinos, Johnny, un elemento del hip hop.
Un elemento, el rap. Totalmente.
¿Has practicado algún otro?
He hecho mis pintadillas de mano y tal, como todos, ¿no? De pintarrear por ahí tu nombre y de hacer un poco en macarra, pero luego no te puedo decir que he sido escritor para nada, ¿no? Como por ejemplo Dólar, que es una pasada, pero sí, a lo mejor, sí, de los 4 elementos, eso es lo único que he tocado, el rap y el graffiti.
Muy bien. Y Johnny, ¿cuáles son o han sido tus artistas de referencia y en qué te han influenciado a la hora de componer?
A la hora de componer, ya te digo, Sevin me gusta mucho, este cantante, consumo mucha música americana, muchos raperos cristianos de allí, porque la verdad es que hay mucha más variedad y lo entiendo bastante bien, así que pero más que nada a nivel, cuando hablo de que alguien me inspire, no solamente musicalmente, sino que su vida me tiene que guiar también. Entonces yo, por ejemplo, este hombre que te hablo es una persona que se mueve en los guetos, levanta ministerios para llevar comida en los guetos, predica por las calles, va donde las bandas y ora con ellos. Y a mí me mueve mucho el tema de evangelismo, el tema discipulado, el tema, la mentalidad de ejército, ¿sabes? Todo eso para llevar el evangelio, para defender el reino, y la verdad es que me inspira muchísimo. También hay gente que se llama God of Money, de América, y si son gente que están ahí en la línea de fuego, ¿no?
Y según tú, ¿cuál es el mejor idioma para rapear?
Esa lo he estado pensando y lo he pensado bastante eso, y para mí es el inglés, en verdad. El inglés porque más que nada viene de allí, y es que rapear en inglés es una pasada. Es una pasada. Me gusta mucho el alemán, también me gusta muchísimo el francés, el americano francés es una pasada. Para mí el francés es el idioma que más me gusta, sobre todo cuando escuchas rap de la calle de Francia, de los guetos de Francia. Todo el sentimiento que le pone y cómo suena, es otra historia, pero sí, yo diría que el inglés.
No sé quién dijo, no sé si fue Tatlin que dijo que tú pones una conversación en inglés y le pones una base rap y ya aparece rap.
Sí, ¿verdad? ¿Sabes lo que pasa? También con las pronunciaciones puede ser mucho más versátil, puedes, digamos, abrirlo mucho más porque depende hay tantas formas de vocalizar, pues puedes hacerlo más británico, más americano, decir water o water, puedes jugar mucho a cambiarle y que suene para que rime, ¿sabes? Entonces como que más lo extienden más.
Muy bien, sí que el inglés. Y Johnny, un versículo que te haya marcado, que te guste, que forme parte de ti, tu favorito.
Un versículo lo tenía yo en la cabeza, está en Romanos 10, no me acuerdo el versículo, pero dice cómo invocarán a aquel en el que no han creído, ¿no? ¿Cómo creerán en aquel del que no han oído? ¿Cómo irán si no hay quien les predique? Y benditos son los pies de los que llevan buenas nuevas, ¿no? Y eso me inspira mucho porque es así. Para mí es muy importante comunicar el evangelio. No te voy a decir que tengo un don de evangelismo tal, pero está mucho en mi corazón el compartir del Señor y el abrir mi boca,
de hecho esa es nuestra labor.
Sí.
Es curioso, podemos hablar abiertamente de cuál es nuestro equipo de fútbol, podemos hablar de qué películas nos molan, de si tenemos Netflix, HBO, da igual, pero a la hora de hablar del evangelio
no sabemos toda la plantilla del Madrid, pero luego no, ¿sabes lo que decir? De todas formas, te decía lo del evangelismo porque entiendo que todos somos llamados a ser discípulos, pero no todos somos llamados a ponernos en la esquina a predicar, a pregonar, ¿sabes lo que quiero decir? Hay gente que tiene, entiendo que hay diferentes dones, ¿no? Y una cosa no quita la otra, no quiere decir que como no tengo el don de evangelismo, no soy introvertido y tal, pues no hablo, sino que el Señor ha repartido dones y tenemos que estar activos allá donde el Señor nos ponga y es así, ¿no? Quiere decir que tenemos que predicar en YouTube o que tenemos que predicar en la calle, pero ese es el ADN, ¿no?
Yo creo que hay mucha gente que pone esa excusa, ¿no? Como no tengo el don de evangelismo, no evangelizar. No, pero va mucho más allá. Tú con tu compañero de trabajo, con tu compañero de instituto, de universidad, puedes hablar del evangelio abiertamente, tranquilamente, y explicarle. No hace falta que vayas ahí con un bate de béisbol para que se convierta, ¿no?
Pero no, si aparte nuestra tarea es ser testigo. El Espíritu Santo es el que hace la labor. Yo no puedo convencer a nadie. Yo lo único que tengo que estar es preparado todos los días para dar esperanza, para dar razón de la esperanza, ¿no? que hay en Cristo, ¿no? De lo que ha pasado en mi vida. No hay más. Muchas veces también queremos convertir y tal, pero hay que plantar semilla, hay que ser como Cristo y hay que estar ahí.
Es que esa es la clave, es hablar de nuestro testimonio, de qué ha sido lo que nos ha cambiado, lo que hacemos aquí semana tras semana. Hay un momento en nuestra vida en que tenemos un encuentro con Dios y explicamos ese cambio. Una persona que a lo mejor que está en las drogas y Dios le cambia y abandona ese mundo de desperdición, de derrota, de basura, de miseria, y Dios lo transforma. Lo transforma a una nueva vida.
Esa es la cosa también que yo veo, que en la radio, en la televisión, en cualquier lugar te pueden poner 1000 historias diciendo 1000 barbaridades sobre la mujer, sobre cualquier otra historia, y la gente lo cuenta con orgullo. Muchas veces cuando escribo me pongo, ¿sabes? Porque digo, ¿por qué no voy a abrir yo mi boca para hablar de Cristo cuando aquí cualquiera abre su boca? En algún tema me voy a quedarme aquí sentado viendo la película, estoy con Cristo en calle, tengo algo que decir, aunque todo me diga que caro me va a salir, el soldado aunque haya miedo está dispuesto para morir, ¿sabes? Y cualquiera le da boca para decir cualquier estupidez o cualquier historia, ¿por qué no nosotros? ¿Sabes? Eso es lo que a mí me da mucha rabia. Yo no voy a confrontar a nadie de una forma violenta, pero voy a abrir mi boca para decir lo que pienso, lo que creo.
No es ir en plan arrepentidos pecadores, pero sí, mira lo que Dios ha hecho en mi vida, en la tuya lo puedo hacer también. Si estás pasando problemas, estás pasando situaciones complicadas, mira lo que ha hecho en mí, lo puedo hacer también.
Yo te respeto completamente. De hecho, yo estaba hablando con un colega que es creyente, está estudiando todas las religiones y todo eso, hey, que te amo, aunque no creas lo mismo que yo, estoy ahí para ti, ¿sabes? Aunque pensemos diferente, estoy ahí para ti. Y podemos tener una conversación, podemos hablar, ¿sabes? Muchas veces parece que tenemos que salir huyendo, que
Si te das cuenta, cuando el ministerio de Jesús aquí en la tierra, él no iba obligando a la gente a que dejara su vida, que dejara su mala vida. Él siempre iba con amor, con compasión. Mira, hay un camino que se está siguiendo.
Y de hecho Jesús era duro con los fariseos. A los fariseos les dijo, las prostitutas y los recaudadores de impuestos están primero que vosotros en el reino de los cielos. Y eso era como... Jesús era duro con los que eran duros, con los que iban de tal, y luego básicamente con los que no le representaban coherentemente. Nadie le representa perfectamente, pero de una forma coherente, con hipocresía y tal, y con orgullo y tal. Yo tengo orgullo de ser cristiano, pero yo no voy en plan tampoco